Well, this is Western Cuba Country, and I'm going to be talking about the 7.3 Power Stroke. I admit, those of you who are Ford fans, and I admit I have not hardly had any likes for my videos or anything, so well, I guess you might like this video because I'm going to be talking about this model Ford F350 and 450 and 550 and well, and 250s and the F150. Well, something to say about this. I don't like the new models and stuff, but I'm a Ford and I'm a Chevy fan, I'm a Dodge fan because it's UAW and it's American made. I admit that's the truth, but every time they keep coming out with these freaking new models, why can't you just come out with a special edition? If you did that, I would heavy be, excuse me, all using stuff, but well, something to say about it is as much as I'm always getting a new truck or something, because I admit I owned a Ford before. I got my Chevrolet I have. Well, I like the old models because every time you come out with these new freaking models, what the hell makes them great? If I had to go with a old model over a new one, you know what I could always say about this? Compare the new ones. What I don't like about it is the fact them freaking LED lights or something, how they come out from the factory is too damn bright. Then like in the daytime, you can kind of tell. Like, you see a new F250, what I don't like about them is them lights are just so freaking bright. Right when you come out there in the day and it's like sunlight out, I don't know how they came out with that, but I think that's getting a little bit too carried away. I like the old ones you can buy at the store, recommend it. I like those, but coming out from the factory like that right there can be a little bit too much because of how the profile of the lighting is, and that's another thing, but excuse me again, so that's what I'm saying. But as much as being a Ford owner before, and well, how I'm saying that, my grandfather owned a Ford and he retired there and he was a repairman. As much as he worked on Fords and stuff, Navistar had the 7.3 and they came out with the 6.9. That was the first diesel engine that they came out with back in, I think, 86. I don't know how long they had the 6.9 engine out. Then they had the 7.5 and the 7.3 and the 6.0. Then they had the 6.4 and 6x7. It's like Cummins, they used to be owned by Ford. The reason why that Ford does not put Cummins in their trucks right from the factory is because it's some kind of agreement or something saying they couldn't put those in there. My grandfather, he could kind of tell you about that, so he's more familiar with this kind of stuff about Ford related questions. I can answer some of it because my grandfather retired there and I know a bit of stuff from what he told me. So, excuse me again. Apologize that keeps happening. So, what I'm saying about these Navistar engines and stuff, when they had problems with the 6.0, water and crap getting into the engine and stuff, caused a whole bunch of problems and stuff. Most diesel engines before, they may have had problems with the 7.3. I thought that was the best engine they ever built because that right there was what put Ford on the map. And by Cummins, well, if Dodge did not have a Cummins engine in them back in the 80s, that's what saved Dodge back then. Because in first gens, it's like they hardly had any suspensions whatsoever. So I'm not really a fan of first gen Dodges when they first came out back in 86, I think. I don't really care for those that they're D250s or something, or W250, I think that's what it's called, or those series. I did not like them. But the second gens and the third gens and the fourth gens, but no matter if it's American made and stuff, I frankly had to say this. Do not keep changing the vehicles and stuff, the models of them, but really just keep them the same and keep them the way they were before. Because every time you keep coming out with something, I'm just eventually going to say, I'm just really getting tired of having to buy a new vehicle every time when a new one comes out. But the new F-150 is not bad, but I kind of had to say, when it first came out, I just did not like the look of it because of, one, the mirrors was one thing, and then the headlights. I was not used to the look of that, and I just kind of got bored with it. It's like when it first came out, I only thought it only looked good with tow mirrors. But Chevys are always good looking vehicles, but the square body is where it's at, and the square wheel well, that's probably how they originated. So Fords and stuff, Ford, Chevy, and Dodges, I know y'all have y'all rivalries and stuff, but fan of all three because of, if I can't get a Ford, I go with the Chevy. I can't get a Chevy, I get a Dodge. That's the only thing I can say about that. So it's just, I like the Duramax, but the 6.5 liter diesel, it's like, the only problem with those that I've ever heard of is, like, it gets hot somewhere in the engine and stuff, the injection pumps or something goes bad in there. They gave a whole bunch of problems, and frankly, them 6.5 engine Detroit diesels, what they called them back then, so those were, I think, they could probably be junk. If I ever had to swap out the engine, I'd rather go with a Cummins. If it was a Chevy, I'd go with the Cummins because of them old gas mileage, how much you used to get out of them. They used to suck like crazy. Fords and stuff, before, it's like, if they ever came out with the 7.3 again, please make it a V6, because it was 7.3 V6. That would be pretty cool to see, but that's my opinion. I don't know about you. You might like that engine, but the 7.3 was a V8 engine, the Ford back in the 90s. So a lot of people pay big money for 7.3s because, for one, it was a good engine, but frankly, the hard part of those is giving them horsepower. They're really hard to do it. I asked the diesel builder about that. That's what he told me, and well, he had to sink a little bit of money into it. He put a Canon coder intake in there, and he put some all these things in there. It's just certain exhausts give you more power. Excuse me. So it's just, I admit, at this time of year when you have allergies and tree pollen, that's what I'm allergic to, and I've had this stuff like running nose for a while, but well, I guess that's all I gotta say for this video.